instant noodle product was chicken ramen, invented by Momofuku Ando and manufactured by Nissin Food Japan in 1958. Later, in 1951, Nissin introduced cup noodle. The differentiating feature of the product is that flavored noodles were placed in an upright styrofoam containers together with freeze-dried condiments such as shrimp, pork, eggs and vegetables, and the product was launched as completely new products. Cup noodle was more than instant noodle contained in a styrofoam package. The product revolutionized the entire processing food industry. The innovative cup combined three different functions: a packaging material while on the store shelf, cooker when boiling water is poured, and bowl when eating noodle. Instant noodles are made from wheat flour, starch, water, salt or kansui, and alkaline salt mixture of sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, and sodium phosphate, and other ingredients that improve the texture and flavor of noodles, partially cooked by steaming and further cooked and dehydrated by a deep frying process. The properties of instant noodle, like taste, nutrition, convenience, safety, longer shelf life, and reasonable price, have made them popular worldwide. Instant noodles are also used as base and emergency food. Instant noodles are consumed in more than 80 countries and have become internationally recognized food. Instant noodles, based on their commercially packaged form, are available in bag type and the cup type noodles. The basic processing for bag and cup type noodles is similar. Instant noodles are classified into two types on the basis of method used for the removal of moisture, which is instant dried noodles and instant fried noodles. Instant noodles are fortified either by fortification of flour used to make noodles, by the addition of gluten, other flours such as soy, buckwheat, oats, or by fortifying the seasoning consumed along with the noodles. Calcium carbonate and gluten can also be added to improve the nutritional properties of instant noodle. The type of packaging material used for noodles are polypropylene or polyethylene film for bagged noodle and polyester for cup noodles. Quality control is the process of inspecting products to ensure that they meet the required quality standard. In this instant noodle quality control done whilst products are going through the production process to minimize disruption to production and apply a consistent standard quality.
There were few processes involved during the processing of instant cup noodle. The first process is mixing and kneading. This process of mixings will stir up wheat flour and mixing water. This process gives the dough textiform tissue that generates a noodle elasticity. The second process is forming a noodle belt. For this process, through two rotating rollers, which compounds two noodles into the single belt. This process will help distribute the ingredient evenly. For the third process, which is rolling, this step, the thick noodles belts press the roller and makes the noodle being flattened to the thickness about 1 millimeter. This process will straighten the textiform tissue and give elasticity to noodles. The fourth process, which is slitering. After pulling, put the noodles into the sliter, where a rolling blade steers the noodles into the thin noodle. Most noodles are wavy, so it must press up and down gently. The wavy shapes give the space between the noodles, which prevent noodles from sticking together. Next, with a steaming process. Most of the noodles are steamed for 1 to 5 minutes with 100 degrees Celsius to pre-gelatinization the starch of the noodles. Next, which is a dipping bath. Dipping bath is a process where Steamed noodles are dipped into the seasonings.
Okay, the next step for noodle processing is molding process. For this process, the noodles are cut into 40 to 7 cm long and are put into a round or shaped metal square mold. Okay, for dehydration process, most instant noodles are dehydrated either by oil frying or air drying. Fried noodles in a metal mold go through frying oil for 140 degrees C for a minute. The moisture content need to be reduced to 3 to 6% and pre-gelatinization is accelerated. For the non-fried noodles, the noodles are put into a dryer and dehydrated with hot air, approximately 80 degrees C for more than 30 minutes. After that, the cooling process are cooked with air. This process is followed by a series of scaffold inspection for weight of the noodle, shape, color, dryness, frying condition, and cooling temperature. The next step is weight the noodle with metal detector. The products are automatically eliminated from the assembly line if a metal material is detected or the weight is out of the preset range. For the packaging process, finished noodles are hermetically packed into a film bags or into a cup of container together with seasoning or garnishes, then sealed with the lids. Lastly, finished products are automatically put into cardboard and ready to distribute.
Next, we move to packaging. Proper packaging is a requirement for any food product for physical protection in order to maintain the integrity of the food during distribution. Examples of physical abuse that can occur are intensive vibration, shock, contamination from dust, and damage by insect. Function of the packaging including as a containment, to protect the quality of noodles, to provide convenience to consumer, to enhance marketability, and also to provide traceability. There are three components of packaging, which are primary, secondary, and tertiary packaging. Primary packaging is the packaging that directly contact with the noodles. This is to isolate the noodle content from unwanted environment such as humidity, oxygen, and microorganisms. It is important to select proper materials to avoid foreign odor and flavor into the noodles. As we can see here in the video, the primary packaging used for this instant noodle is paper laminated with thin plastic. All the information and labeling such as ingredients and nutrition facts will be printed onto the paper packaging. Then the paper will be laminated with plastic. This type of packaging is produced by extrusion coating process, where this process will extrude a thin layer of molten plastic onto the substrate, which is paper. This process also requires a good adhesive between plastic and paper. As for the packaging for spices and seasonings, it is being packed into aluminum foil bag. Because of the seasoning is in powder form and sensitive to moisture, aluminum foil is the best choice of the material because it has good moisture barrier. For the sauce, it is packed into polyethylene polymer, which is low density polyethylene. LDPE film is clear, soft, and flexible. Then, the cup is being thermally sealed with a peelable plastic film cover that printed with the brands and also some illustrations. Then, the noodle cups will be packed into the secondary packaging, which is thin polyethylene film that also act as oxygen and moisture barrier. Other than that, secondary packaging also function as physical and environment protection to primary packaging. It also provides convenience in handling. Then, the tertiary packaging for this instant noodle is corrugated box. It has good mechanical resistance and standard shape for convenient transportation, handling, and distribution. It also provides an additional layer
of protection for packaged instant noodles against physical damage and weather conditions.
Okay, here we continue the next part, which are quality control and shelf life. Quality control is important to make sure all the product meet the quality requirement. First of all, quality factors important for instant noodles such as color, flavor, texture, and gelatinization of noodles to identify the presence or absence of rancid taste, color, or change in texture after extended storage. The noodle production must be confirmed safety procedures are being followed and examine, reject batch not meeting the quality standard. First is color. A bright and light yellow color is desirable for instant noodle. Color is usually measured by spectrocolorimeter in terms of L, A, and B color scale. A color reagent also gives a yellowish tinge to the noodle color. Commonly, if one desires to produce a bright and white color noodle cake, lower ash flour is required. If flour ash is high, noodle dough color will be dull and brown spot will likely be scattered on the dough sheet surface. Next is flavor. Flavor is an important parameter governing instant noodle quality. Oil quality is a major determinant of flavor in instant fried noodle as it is responsible for imparting a distinct flavor to noodle. After that is the texture. Texture of instant noodle involves checking the quality of noodle as rubbery, firm or smooth. Textural parameters frequently used for noodle include hardness or firmness, elasticity, chewiness, and gumminess. Then gelatinization of noodles. Starch in noodle are gelatinized during steaming. The degree of starch gelatinization can be checked by squeezing steamed noodle strand between two glass plates and observing the size of the white core area. If the core area is opaque, the noodles are not fully cooked or steamed. Instant noodles that require only soaking in hot water for consumption have much less white core area than those that require boiling preparation. So, quality assurance and control ensure that the manufactured food is safe, unadulterated, properly labeled, and meet all company quality specification and any government regulation. Next, we go to the shelf life of instant noodle. Because of their low moisture content and a fairly high sodium content, about 2,100 mg per 100 gram product, and the resulting low water activity, instant noodles are stable and have a shelf life range from 4 to 12 months depending on environmental factors. Instant noodles that are being fried are more susceptible to oxidation, resulting in acidity. Therefore, the use of antioxidants help to prolong the shelf life of fried instant noodle. Proper packaging also plays an important role in extending the shelf life of the product. The rancidity of instant noodle is also accelerated in the presence of ultraviolet light. Hence, the noodles are essentially packaged in reddish yellow or a green packaging materials without any transparent parts. That's all. Thank you.